This is our second installment on our conversation with Diane Wing, author of Coven and the True Nature of Tarot, and she's going to be talking about vocational astrology.
Okay, so vocational astrology is a great tool of self-awareness, and just like tarot, any tool like this is for self-awareness. It is not a predictive tool, but it is a way for you to understand yourself more deeply and to take the energies that you came into this life with and understand the challenges and the potentials that you have and take that to the next step. Take it to the point where you can become fulfilled in your life, and it shows your purpose and where you get meaning, what your temperament is, what you'll tolerate and what you won't tolerate, and ideal career paths that you can follow. A lot of people who choose to get a vocational astrology chart are uncertain of their next step. They want to transition from what they're doing right now to something completely different. But the key thing to stay aware of is that all of your experiences up to this point have been building toward what you really should be doing in this life. And so you don't have to worry that you have to start completely over again. So getting a vocational astrology chart gives you a depth of understanding that you might not have had.
I sat down with Diane, and she explained to me the power of vocational astrology in the lives of some of her clients.
This is a woman who has so much caring and is so sensitive in her life. In her whole life she's been in customer service. And that's a difficult job because you get beat up on a regular basis. She couldn't understand why she was unhappy, and she's right now in the process of transitioning and looking for a new job. She keeps going back to customer service because that's what she's familiar with. In her chart, it came out as she would make a great detective, or even working for an insurance company doing surveillance kind of work, or becoming a teacher. Wanted to do these things. When she saw that came out in her chart, she couldn't believe it because she was like, oh, my whole life, even as a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. And I always thought, wow, wouldn't it be fun to do investigations? But she never pursued it because the people around her said, well, you might want to do this path because you could make more money or whatever. So all this time, she's never really felt complete. She's still looking for jobs in her old vocation, and unfortunately, she's still not going to be happy. Even if she lands a job that's high-paying, she'll be more relaxed because the money will be more stable, but she's not going to feel any more fulfilled than she did before. It's really important to know yourself above all else, and who you are at a core level is always going to come through. Whether you think you're on the path or not, you've always been on the path. And so my job is to help you realize how all your seemingly disparate gifts come together so that you can become more truly who you are. Whole life I love the occult, I love to write, I love to study. Books were my first love. Anytime I could just sit and read under a tree, I was happy. But I knew that I needed to do something more substantial with those loves where I could make a living. And so it was a really hard path to try to find that and to keep thinking I was going so far away from it when actually I was using all the things I was learning in my spiritual studies and incorporating them in my corporate environment, incorporating it into how I was dealing with people, how I was helping people know where their best fit position was, because I was doing recruiting. And so I didn't want them to take a job just because they needed that job. I wanted to make them aware of other opportunities within the company that would be a great fit for them, because then they'd be happy and they would succeed. And I love seeing people succeed. And so all of the things I had been learning, now, yes, I'm doing them for my own business, but I had been cultivating them throughout the time that I